Hello all and welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'll be showing you how to build this ultimate endgame cargo ship. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on. Also, liking and sharing this video helps a great deal and is always appreciated. This ship is absolutely awesome, and you may remember it from a previous Subscriber Sunday video, and it was originally submitted by Orbit. And I loved it and I really wanted to build it, but I wanted to do my own take on it, and here she is. So here is a list of all the ship parts you'll need and the locations to buy said ship parts. And also just note that perks like commerce, payloads, shields, reactors and more will have an effect on the overall output of your ship. Also, I do the drop-down / duplication glitch in this video. If you're stuck on it and don't know how to do it, check the video at the top right of this one and it will show you exactly how to do it on PC and console. So let's get into the build. Right, so everything's broken up into blocks. It's all looking a mess right now. But what you want to start with is the Hope 4 landing bay. Obviously use whichever landing bay you want. This is the one I went with. And then above that I used two Deimos 3x1 engineering bays, both A and B. Now behind the landing bay I placed a fuel tank. You could place a Deimos belly. It was purely for aesthetic, just to fill the gap. At the front here we've got a Hope Tech nose B, and then as we come to the main bit of the ship, we've got 5 NG20 landing gear wide, because they are my favourite and they are the best landing gear in my opinion. They give the most amount of thrust and they got good hull number. And then in between those we have another fuel tank. We've got the 3300 grav drive, the SGD. We've got 2 massive fuel tanks just to keep us going, and then an SF40 sheared flow reactor. And then behind that we've got a Deimos belly. Now obviously this is all looking like that because things aren't connected, so you're going to have to build it from the top down or the bottom up. So what we add to there though is 4 Deimos hulls and 2 Deimos bellies, and they sit right there. But that's looking good so far. So one thing you can do here, because there's a gap here, we haven't placed a hole there. We got our shield on our habs. This is because we drop down glitched the Nova cowling above that. But you can actually grab your shield, slap him in there, and no one will see it. Nice and tucked out the way. Now, the main bulk of the ship, the habs. So what we got here, which is going to be the layer above, is an all-in-one 3x1 berth, which is Deimos. We got a mix of Deimos and Stroud, by the way. So it's a Deimos 3x1 all-in-one, a Deimos 2x1 computer core, control station and workshop. Now either side of that we've gone with Stroud, which is an armory, another control station, living quarters and an all-in-one. Opposite that, more living quarters, a captain's quarters, a science lab and an infirmary. So we've got absolutely every single hab that you could need on this ship. Now either side we've got 2 Stroud braking engines, and then we've got a Nova cowling and a Deimos wingport A, and then finishing it off with another Hope Tech nose B. So we move this now. This will sit just above that. Oh, like so. And there we are. Obviously it's looking a mess because of all these parts. Let me move this out of the way. And there we go, look. So 2 layers. It should only be a couple of ladders. It won't be like ladder heaven, so don't worry about that. Right, so we have a nice flat edge here, but it looks out of place because there's nothing filling it, and I don't like it. It needs a bit more aesthetic. Now, what I did build was 2 Nova cowlings, a Deimos wing A, and then a weapon underneath, and this is going to go either side here. But as you can see, because of the belly, it's not going to go, so we need to drop down glitch this in, basically. So what we'll do here, just to make things easier, I'll move this side out the way. Now if I move... Oh, not grabbing it all. If I move the landing gear, the hull and the belly, I don't know why it's grabbed that. There we go. If I just move this out the way. Now what I will do is place these 2 here where they need to be. And obviously the belly's going to be there. This needs to be here. Okay. So now we plonk this back. Obviously it's going to block it. So we just go above like so. Drop down glitch underneath. Done. And now that all blends in nicely without leaving like an awful gap. If we plonk this back. There we go. Looking good, isn't it? So just to show you, so we just move these two out the way. Obviously that's not going to fit in. Grab these two, they go there. Over cowling won't go there. Need to move that out the way. Oh, there we go. And then just put everything back to normal. And there we go, look. It just fills the gap. It makes it look a bit more streamlined. Looks a bit tidier, in my opinion. Okay, so underneath the braking engines and above them, we're going to put our Nova cowlings. So it's a Nova cowling, and then it's the one block variant of the Nova cowling, just flipped. And this will go underneath. Need to move it back a little bit more. There we go. Same again. Plonk this right underneath. And then again, it's the exact same but flipped the right way up with a weapon on. And that will go just there. Like so. Lovely jubbly. Now either side of that, for the wings, we've got a Deimos Wing A, a Wing C, a Wing D that's flipped, a Nova cowling, a belly, and a Nova radiator. And the radiator will slot in between these here. So we just grab all these parts. And that will slot in nicely there. And it's exactly the same this side. And we do have a weapon underneath as well. And that will slot in nicely there like so. See, look, the ship's starting to take shape now. Right, so for the inner part of the ship, this is where things will get interesting because things need to be clipped. So we grab this a second. This is, so it's a Deimos Wing A, a Stroud cap, two Stroud cowlings, a Stroud cap that's flipped, and a 2200 Supernova engine, two of them. Now these slot in here, and as you can see, like, it goes up nice and streamlined. But if you're struggling to place the engines, I will delete them and I'll show you exactly how I did it. So we just move the engines. Right, so if we move the engines, all you need to do is place one here, okay? And then what you need to do is add a Deimos hull and duplicate, and it will snap. Lovely jubbly. Now, if we do this again using the duplication glitch, you can take the weapon off because it will go back on in a minute. Right, so that's not going to sit there. We need to go up one higher. And then just duplicate your way down. Now people do keep telling me, oh, why don't you just use the flip glitch? I do try and it never wants to work, so that's why you never see me using the flip glitch, by the way. Okay, right, so the last bit of the ship. Deimos cowling, we got Deimos spines, we got a Deimos hull, and then a load of S204 cargo. Lots of cargo. And then at the end, an all-in-one berth. So we'll move this like so. To the cockpit is a Deimos Wing A, a Nova cowling, a Docker of your choice, a Viking cockpit, and a living quarters. Now this won't snap on here because one, the spine, and the engine. So if I just come here, look, it'll all be red, okay? So what we're going to do is move the living quarters up like so. Now if we grab the wings, they won't snap, okay? The Wing A will, because it's not above the engines. So we'll put the Wing A's there. Now we'll grab our Nova cowlings. Oh, messed that one up. Drop that down. Same again this side. Drop that down. And then as for the cockpit, come up one. And there we go. And then your Docker can just be wherever you want. And there we go. Now, as for the weapons, I've gone for Reza 300 PHZ pulse laser turrets, my favourite PBO 300 auto alpha turrets, and then some disruptors, and they're just placed all around the ship. Underneath at the front here, we've got some there, we've got some rear facing, and then a couple on the top. Very strong ship. Decent max crew number, very good cargo, decent shield, decent hull. This is without any buffs or anything from the crew as well, so you know, standard stats across the board. Really good jump range, good top speed. The mass is a bit heavy, you know, not gonna lie, and the mobility isn't the best. I would have liked that to have been about 50 to 60. However, I opted for more cargo, so if you want to get rid of some of these cargo slots for Deimos hulls, so if we just get rid of 2, for example, and put 2 Deimos hulls there, as you can see, look, the cargo jumps down, but look at the mobility and the mass changing dramatically. These give the most amount of cargo though. I do like them, and I did say I wanted a cargo ship, not a high mobile light fighter. If I wanted that, I would have just used one of my other ships. So purely for the sake of having a decent cargo endgame ship / ultimate death machine, this is what we went with, and I can live with that. I can live with 43 mobility because I know that this is going to destroy anything in battle, which you'll see in a minute because we're going to go to the key and take on some Crimson Fleet. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about this build. Are you going to build it? Do you like it? What would you do differently? And remember, this was based off of the ship that Orbit submitted for the Subscriber Sunday video. I really like that ship, and I was like, I want to build that, but I want to change a couple of things. Absolutely beautiful ship though, spot on, and I love it, and I like the theme that I've gone for, green and grey. So let's have a look on the inside, and then let's go to the key.